All right, next up is tables. So tables are a great way to display information because you get an XY coordinate plane in order to generate whatever your thing is. So generally you do like, I don't know, for like transactions, you have your column headers and then you have your rows and whatever. Each row would be a transaction. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. So anyway, what's really cool about this is it is flexible to what you want to do. So if you want to have a column span two rows, you can do that. If you want to have a column span two columns, you can do that. Like it's really simple, and yeah, it's pretty simple. So essentially, the anatomy of a table is you have your table, which is the tag is table, great. And then inside of there, you have two components, sometimes three: T head and T body. Sometimes you also have T foot, which is basically just another T head. This is not fed or feed. It is T head for table header. Okay. So then in there you have a TR, which is a table row, and then a TH, which is a table head or table header. Okay. And then you put your text inside of there. So always put your, anytime you have a TH or a TD, table data, you put it inside of a TR, which goes inside of either feed or T body. It's not feed, it's T head. But now that I see it that way, I'm never gonna unsee that. Anyway, then in your T body, you've got a bunch of TRs, table rows. Okay, and each of those are gonna have it can either be TH or TD. So how they've structured it is they want the name to be also a header, and then the rest of it is the data, which kind of makes sense with what you're displaying. So here's the company name. Company name's important. This is a T head, although it doesn't look any different than this stuff. There's not really a point to doing that. And then you've got your other information. Yeah, generally, excuse me. Generally, if you do a TH inside of a TR, inside of your table body, you want your TH to look different, but they don't have it looking any different than the rest. Whatever. What do I know? Run. Yay. Okay. Create a table. All right. Pretty simple. Table. Table. And index just above the closing body tag. Great. I have done that. Next. Table rows. Add 3 table rows. This is technically incorrect, but whatever. You should do this inside of the body instead of the directly inside. Although it doesn't really matter. Like, it still technically works, but you just don't do that. So now, in the second row, add 3 cells of data. Okay. In the second row, this is of data, so it's a TD, table data. And it wants 1, 2, 3. And it's Adams Greenworks 14 package items. Run. Great. Next. Table headings. Okay. So now it's going to change, wants you to change, yeah. So basically you've got a table row. We've already talked about that, but you can change, like the scope of things. So it can be, 1 column or 15 columns or whatever. You deal with that later. So the scope of this is 1 column, and that basically displaces, all of this. So we're going to add, yeah, it just displaces this thing over 1. So in the first row, add 3 things. So TH, TH, copy, paste, paste. Add a scope to each of these new headings. This is the default. You don't actually need to do this every single time. Notice how it didn't change anything. Pretty sure it didn't change anything. Yeah, didn't change anything. Great. Table borders. Yeah, this is where we get into CSS. Basically, we're going to need some more data in the table. Add the following data to the table to make it the second row. Okay. This is stupid. This is... Okay. Basically, so the code of example above is deprecated, so don't use it. So why do you tell us to use it? Oh my god. Okay. This is stupid. Don't do this. You'll do it in here, which we're going to learn CSS later, which I don't even know why we're doing this right now in the middle of adding a bunch of rows. This doesn't even make sense. How does this... this doesn't make sense. Whatever. Next. Great. Okay, spanning columns. So you've got your CSS file right here. That's all that is happening there. Which that just is the reason why it looks good. So if I go in here, I comment everything out. Oh. Of course. There are comments inside of here. Let's go in here and comment this out. Great. Run. It'll look like garbage. Great. So all this does is just make it look nice. All right. So it wants us to add a TD element across 2 columns. Span a TD element across 2 columns. Where? Why? Okay. Call span equals 2. Run. So now this is going to have 2 call span. Like, you generally don't do this. This is not a... Shut up. This is not a very common thing to do, but you can do it if you want. All right. It's like row merging in... yeah. Same thing with rows. Add a row span. Across 2 rows. So run. So now we have a row span. Yep. And if you want to do stuff like this, you don't usually use a table. You use something a part of Bootstrap. So now we're going to add a T-body, which we should have done in the friggin' first place, but what do I know? All right, so now wrap this whole thing in a T-body. And notice how I'm putting it inside of the table element. Okay. Oh. Whoops. There. Yeah, and then we're going to put the next in the table head, which we've already talked about table head. Feed. Feed. Oops. So I'm going to indent this so it looks nicer. No, I'm not, because that's just going to take too long, and I don't care. All right, table footer. Yeah, table footer is basically the same thing as a table header. And so you can add like a total and stuff like that. So let's add a table footer, which is just tfoot. TD total. TD. TD. I forgot the TR. 28. All right, run. Yay. So now we've got another total thing down here, and all of this is messed up because we messed it up. So, yay. All right, with CSS. Really? Really? Okay, we've included CSS. Is that the... This is... Okay, this bothers me because this is an HTML tutorial, and now we're learning CSS. This bothers me. All right, so we've included a CSS file containing that. Set the font size on all table headings th, and example data td to 18 pixels. So, yeah, and so basically, if you're gonna do this, you do table th table td, or you would do it as it is up here because you only use those inside of here. And we're gonna set the font size equals to 18 pixels. Oh yeah, colon, run. So now the text is smaller. Or not, I don't know. This is stupid. We should not be doing this. Whatever. All right, so HTML tables. I don't know why we just did some CSS, because that makes sense. Anyway, so you've got your tables. You've got call span, row span. It's pretty simple. You've got your table header, you've got your table footer, and then you've got your table data. And you've got your scopes, which scopes are really, I really forget the reason why you do that. So the reason I want ad blocker. Shut up. Okay. Scope header is a cell for a column, row, or a group of columns or rows. Oh, I see what it's saying. Okay, so, yeah, if it's for a row, it's for a call group or a row group, which we didn't really get too much into that. And I love how they talked about it. You could probably read more about it, but I'd never use these. I shut up. I never use that. All right, tables. We learned tables.